Well, I've been a dentist for 54 years, or holistic, one of the first holistic dentists in the country, and well, a charter member of the American Holistic Dental Society and many other holistic groups I've been president of. And I practiced about 45 years as a holistic dentist. And I went through a lot of turmoil with my establishment here, but I prevailed. I also went back to get my degree in, I'm a homeopathic doctor, I'm a doctor of natural science, and a licensed massage therapist to keep out of trouble. And so I went back to get all my degrees and studied. And to this day, even though I'm retired, I'm not quite retired. I spend most of my day researching, and because that's my passion. I like that, you know. And I try to inform people of the latest technology. I've been bought many what we call white elephants, you know, pay 25, 30,000. I didn't buy one. I usually buy two. And I had in my clinic, and I found some shortcomings, and then I researched another type of device and kept going on and on. So I want to get the best, you know, and with technology, now we can bring out the best, okay? And so I went through a whole series of webinars on the brain and how it integrates with the rest of the body. But I used different systems because I found out that the chakra, over 100 years old, was one of the best systems. And then I did research for 35 years on it and brought a lot of data into the different chakras, but I call it energy levels because the traditional medicine won't accept chakras. So, and I studied energy medicine for years. So what I'm going to do today is give you a sort of an excerpt of many different facets, and I'll make some comments on it, and then how it integrates with the Quantum iNfinity Pro. And I did many categories. I developed over 270 categories, you know. But then I found it was too confusing for people because too many choices. So I summarized it into 5 different categories, 60 categories. And it's easier to access, and it goes deeper than what the Da Vinci brings out. Okay? And I'll show you some of that too, you know. But my main focus is to educate you, because you just can't go press buttons and expect to go ahead and try to, you know, do an assessment on a patient and or your relatives and treatment. You got to have some understanding of the body, you know. That's why we go back to school. So we give these webinars, and you study it all very carefully and everything. You can get through that in 6 months, okay, with all the webinars. And I give you a lot of background and, of course, a lot of energy medicine with it, okay. And it's like over a 4-year course plus 2 years of getting a master's. It's a cumulative. So it's like that. But I believe very much in education, because if you understand what's going on, it makes it easier for you to bring out the summary and find the cause and wade through all the contributing stresses. So what I'm going to do today is bring you through what we call brain facts, because, you know, it really amazed me with this Quantum iNfinity Pro. I make categories, then I got to go beta test it on my patients, would you believe? And some of the things I am really surprised that it would come up, and I would ask the patient, hey, did you get something like that in the past, maybe 10 years or 20, 30 years, even during your birth, you know, your childhood? And they say, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that. And they brought it up, and that can be one of the deeper causes. Then I said, oh my gosh, okay. Then that contributes maybe to the knee problem or the back problem or neck problem, you know, or headaches and all that. And so from my curiosity, I say always, did I miss anything? Do I have to research more? And so I started to see links. Okay, so most of the categories don't have the vast of links that I have. I link it back to the, say for instance, if I did a lower back problem, okay, I got a category for that. Well, we got a, I put a Dr. Bo's acupuncture by Bo, electroacupuncture. That's all the anatomy of the body, on the lower part of the body from the hip down, from every tendon, ligament, connective tissue, muscle, tendon, vertebrae, disorders. Gives you all the different disorders like arthritis, gout, and so forth, rheumatoid arthritis. Talks about, I link out all the muscular skeletal relationships of all of those parts. Then we also have the bone, the retinaculum, the neurotransmitters, the brain segments, all different parts of the brain that interacts with that particular segment of the body. Okay, the drugs you're taking, the side effects from the drugs, glands, pain, neural pathways, miasms. We talked about bad posture, trigger points, stress, sports injuries, and different kinds of injuries. So, there's a lot. And each one of them I mentioned is a library. So you can imagine how much information you got in that when you scan. So the biggest thing is we got to bring it quicker to you. In other words, I usually spend in my initial patients when we started like 3 hours. But now we're getting it closer to about an hour. Okay, because we're getting smart, we got to know what choices we can do, the relationships. And very important, you got to know the body segments relationship to the brain. Because the brain is very important. And then you got to know the different energies when it comes from the crown chakra to the head, all the way down to the foot. Okay? So that's very important that you should know that. That's the first webinar I did. I went through detail of how it goes. Did a lot of research on that. Remember, chakra is over 100 years old. Okay, so I did all that, and so now how do you put it together with all the different modalities? The Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, European medicine. You're talking about, and then traditionalists. How do you put it all together? That's my main focus, was putting it all together, seeing the relationships of it. So you got to know your anatomy, physiology, neurology, and everything. I don't expect you guys to know that unless you went to school like I did and study all that. And even though you go to school, you forget a lot of things, okay? So I had to be able to bring all these things together, see the similarities of it, and how they interact by using a system. You need a system. And most of the programs now don't have a system. They go all over the place, okay? And they might mention this and that. So I look at the systems of other people's programs, and I say, is this category, is it in the right place? So I believe that there's 4 categories, okay? There's a spiritual, there's a mental, there's emotional, and there's a physical. So each one has, according to quantum physics, have a different the atomic structure, okay? Like a molecule is the physical, and atomic is the etheric, and it goes up and up until it's like vapor, okay? So this is what we're going to start with today. And so I'm going to adjust my computers to get started right now. And let me see if I can get this screen.
Yeah, Dr. Char, while you're doing that, I just wanted to, I don't think I'd actually started the webinar when I spoke before. I just want to apologize to everybody because we were actually on at 4:45, but we were talking and I totally lost track of time. And so I think it was about 5 after 5 by the time we got on. So thank you for your patience. Back to you, Dr. Char.
Okay, wait, let me get this. Wait. Somehow it disappeared.
Okay.
Oh, No, I got something wrong.
There we go.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to adjust this computer because I'm talking. I messed up. Oh, crap.
Well, while you're doing that, maybe I can talk a little bit about the conference in Orlando.
Okay, you can talk about it.
And
Forget this thing. What happened?
you let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
Well,
Ah,
the early bird ends September 30th.
what the
As a
hell?
reminder. So this is going to be an amazing conference. We are very, very excited to get all these presenters in one place at one time. I don't know how many of you came to our first quantum consciousness conference last year. This one's going to be even better. Each year they will get even better.
I can't get this
Really
up.
urge you to book registration for September 30th. And
I'm gonna shut this down and come back
okay,
again because you shut me off, and then I'm gonna start again because it seems like I'm on your channel. Okay?
you're going to go out and come back in.
Yeah, come back in. I gotta come back in again because right now this thing's
Sure.
shut it
All right.
down.
We'll just stay here and wait for you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm back in again.
Okay. So does anyone have any questions about the conference? See how Good evening, everybody. Again, I'm so sorry about the late start there, and thank Dr. Char, are you okay?
I can't get this thing. Can't get this thing stopped.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I can't see the screen.
No, that's right. I'm gonna log back in again. You gotta shut me off. Turn me
No,
off.
I think you have to, and then you just click on the panelist link to go back in.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I can't get this thing to stop.
Maybe if you just mute your sound.
I know, but I can't get this thing to stop. I go to iTunes and damn thing won't stop.
Oh, I know, iTunes, yeah. iTunes is a little challenging.
I don't know what's going on.
Is there anyone there that can help you?
Wait,
Oh, there you go. Okay, we lost Dr. Char for a few minutes. He'll be back. So does anybody have any questions about the conference? Oh, hi, Randall. Are you going to record it for those of us who can't attend? That is the plan. We'd much rather you be there, though, if you can. I know you had a good time last year. So, yeah, we will. I'm pretty sure we will be recording. Anybody else have any questions? No? Okay. Yeah, it is a fun place to do a conference. It was actually, it was Dr. Frank Child's idea to do it in Orlando, and I'm really glad that we did choose to do that because it's such an easy place for us all to get to. It's inexpensive to get to. Dates of conference, cost, agenda. Hi, Linda. I did send an email out, I think it was a couple of days ago. Last year was great. Unfortunately, the timing is not good for me this year. Oh, that's okay. Well, it's okay as long as we record it, right? So the dates are November 4th, 5th, and 6th. The cost is $199 single and $349 for couples. Beautiful rooms. It's the Embassy Suites, which is a Hilton hotel. There you are. And actually the rooms sleep 4 to 6 people. So if 4 of you want to go, it would make it very inexpensive to attend this conference. Flights are pretty good this time of year. So we've checked into that already. It's always best to book your flights 3 weeks ahead of time to get the best deal, at least 3 weeks out. I would urge you to also call the hotel and get your room booked because we only have room blocks until October 10th. So anyway, Dr. Char, are you good there?
Yeah, I'm ready to go to share my screen.
Oh, great. Okay. Let me go back into that.
How to shut this off?
Was it iTunes that you were having a problem with?
No, I had to shut off 8K player, 8K, and I had to go force quit.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Right. Did you get a link there, Dr. Char?
yeah, I got the link to it. I just try to get
Yeah.
everything set up and we're ready to go. Let
All
me see.
right.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I got this thing going here.
Oh, I wish I could help you with that.
Yeah, well, I've done it many times
I
before,
know you have, yeah.
but um, full screen, there we go. And let me see now. Okay, we're gonna get started now. Oh, what the hell happened?
Yeah, so Linda, if you go to quantum-life.com, you'll see the information about the conference on the home page there, quantum-life.com, and that will take you to all the information for the conference.
Oh, that thing disappeared again. Oh,
No. Well, at least you figured out how to turn it off last time.
okay, I got figured out. Now I got to get this thing on. Okay. Now just bring this up full video.
Do you remember where you left off?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. So if I can press this and get started, but oh, it disappears. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Let me turn this off. Camera off.
I'm recording it here. If that helps you, I'm recording it here. So
Yeah. Well,
we'll just need to do some editing.
okay. I won't put my face in there.
Oh,
Okay. I
you
gotta
got a
get this.
lovely face.
It keeps turning this thing off. And the first time, see. Okay. Now we're gonna put this video on. It should play full screen.
Oh,
Okay, can you hear me?
yep. We're good.
Okay. Then is it loud enough?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it and then we narrate it so you record it. I'm supposed to be able to record, but every time I do this, the thing shuts the thing off. I never had this happen before. Did you put share screen?
Yeah,
Oh, come.
I can see your screen, so everybody else can see your screen too.
Okay, so I'll turn this off then.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it because we're recording it here.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I should get this thing on. Okay, ready to go. Okay. Okay, anytime we've got, let's start.
The only thing is, I have a ministers' meeting tonight, and I need to leave here about 6:15. I know we're going to go a little bit over. Hopefully that will be okay for everybody and for you too, Dr. Char.
Yeah, it's okay. It's only you shut your side off because you're recording. But it's okay because we'll proceed from there. Okay?
All right.
Okay, let's start. Well, hello everybody, this is Dr. Char. Okay, we're going to be talking about the brain and its relationship to the rest of the body. Okay, I made about 270 categories. And these categories was just too many because every one of them that's related to a different part of the body had libraries. Okay, and I had libraries that consist of each library that say if we picked on neurotransmitters, I put a lot of relationships then. So it wasn't one type of relationship. So when we went through the Da Vinci and brought the neurotransmitters, it had just the basic ones, but they didn't have as much of relationships. Like, I give you an example. If we were talking about the lower body back pain, okay, then that's one of my major categories because it's called lower back pain, spine, hips, leg, knee, ankle, feet. So every one of those parts I just mentioned, I talked about the acupuncture for that particular part, whether it's a ligament, tendon, muscle, nerve, okay? And that was Dr. Bo's electroacupuncture by Bo. Then I talked about the anatomy, okay? The anatomy, where it was located, okay? And then we spell out the ligaments, the connective tissue, the muscles, the tendons, the vertebrae, which most categories doesn't have all the parts to it. And then we had disorders like arthritis, gout, uric acid, and all that related to it, that part. And the musculoskeletal part, which is the muscle and skeleton, then it talked about the bone and its relationship to all the different parts of the body. Talked about the retinaculum, which is like the ligament, and then neurotransmitters, and all the relationship to the brain waves and different locations, and in the parts of the brain where it is, where it's located, the nerve pathways, the brain segments, so each part of the brain, I didn't mention just the cerebellum. I broke the cerebellum down to all its components and parts, and where it's located and how the nerve pathways will go through that and where the blocks were. Talking about side effects from the drugs you take, or talking about glands, the neurohormonal areas, the hormones, okay? Talked about pain, okay, proprioceptive pain, somatic pain, all different types of pain related to that one part. And neural pathways, I talked to you how it goes to the spine, to the brainstem, and back to the body. The miasms, heard of miasms? That goes over 100 years old. And last years of Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy, he talked about miasms, and I brought that up. So it's all related because the miasms, different miasms, are related to different parts of the body. Bad posture, you see somebody with bad posture, how it's related, what kind of disorders they have, and how it affects the different parts of the body related to the body. Say with the ankle, how is it bad posture related to the ankle? Trigger points, okay, stress, okay, different kind of stress, sports injuries, okay, different kind of sports injuries or occupational injuries or trauma that you had since you were a child, So all these are the relationships. So you don't just have one type of relationship or whatever it is. You have all the parts connected specifically to that part, like that I told you, the ankle, or maybe by the knee or the back. So you have all the components. So when you scan, all these things are picking it up. And I did a beta test on my patients, and I was simply amazed what the Quantum Pro did. It picked up some of the things that I couldn't believe. And then the patient said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you that I had about 30 years ago, I had that. And I guess, I put up with this dull ache or chronic ache, and it comes, intermittently, And I said, oh my gosh. And so we worked on that area, and the whole thing went away. That was amazing. Okay. So because it linked it to 4 components, I broke it down to chakras. Okay. I did a whole work, 35 years of research on all the different chakras, how it related to the Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, traditional medicine, and what was the relationship of each and how it can be integrate with each other. Okay, so I did that, and then I used that as a basic system because you got to get a system to be organized. And then when it went through the systems, each component of the body, whether it's chakras, okay, could be spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, had different parts to it. You know, resonance of sound, food, allergy, all kind of things in that particular chakra related to that, based on quantum physics. Okay, you know, so the physical body was more, it was easy, like it's drugs, okay, chiropractor, physical therapy, molecular things and minerals, okay. But when you get to a higher source, like the etheric is bladder, kidney, has to do with water, fluids, you know. So when you get to the navel, it has to do with plant life, you know. So that's how these things structured. Astral, do with viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites, breathing, okay, oxygen, so and goes on and on. Okay, so I broke it all down as a system. So the first webinar I did was on the 7 CE energy levels. Well, that's the chakra levels. Okay, and the chakras doesn't have to be 7. They have all auxiliary parts to it. You know, it's going to be 8, emotional, and higher. You know, to 10. Okay, so I broke it down to that because that was what makes sense to me, that I can put all the parts in there. Remember, I did 270 categories. And then you people who have 270 categories, you're going to say, what do I use? Okay, so I had to integrate them, summarize them, and put them to 6 major categories. So when you scan something, you can pick up all the physical properties or the say the crown chakra, the resonance, high spiritual, or, you know, it's relationships. So there was a lot of thinking, a lot of work, a lot of research, and we did a lot on my patients, and they seemed to respond. Okay, and when people say, well, you can use only energy medicine, and you might not have to use supplements. I disagree with that, because if it comes up with a physical property, and that's really understanding the energy levels coming from a higher resonance area to down to molecular, atomic, subatomic, atomic, and down to molecules. It comes down from the brain. That's why when you meditate, it comes down from the brain all the way down past the double etheric, and then the physical properties. So when you get physical ailments or dysfunctions, you're going to see that could be more advanced, okay, because the physical duplicates the high resonance of the astral and the lower mental, upper mental chakras. See, it duplicates it and becomes substance. So if you understand that, then you can more or less figure out. Sometimes when the people come in, you can assess them. I did a whole webinar on nails and tongue and body and everything. So if you look at it, you know, real easy, look at a thing, the nails or the tongue or the facial, the skin and integumental system, and you start to see the things start clearing up. As you're clearing up, you get an idea that this, whatever you're doing is working. Okay, it's working. Okay, so that's why we went through the nails, self-diagnosis, holistic self-diagnosis. I went through the 8-part series, 2 hours each. A lot of material to cover, but I wanted to bring you up with looking at the objectively at the patient's body and nails and everything. And then when you do this energy medicine, then you say, wow, I got to do a physical component, and it also gives you a clue what kind of remedies you need, okay? And you can test it with this, you know. So we're going to go through the brain today. I'm going to show you the components, and I did a really in-depth, and I'm pretty proud of that one, because it really brought up a lot of the different ailments that you might not even know, you know, in different parts of the body, and it gave you the neural pathways all the way to the brain stem to the brain and all the integration of the brain. I try to put every part of the brain in there. Say, for instance, You're talking about is it thalamus, or is it amygdala, or is it hippocampus, or I got trying to put all the parts together and the relationships. That's a massive job we did. But the thing is, when it came up and you cleared them, that's just like your contributing stresses that camouflage the cause. That's what you want to get to, the depth of the cause. Okay, not only treat the contributing stresses and think that's the cause. You know, that's what you cover up with drugs and all these, you know, superficial things. Okay? It's because you're treating only layers, not getting to the true cause. That's why you never quite get rid of the problem. Okay? So we're going to talk about the brain. One of the biggest things is the brain, mysteries of the brain, real tough. But you look at this screen right now as a brain cortex, okay? So I understand when you go to my seminar, I did a really good job. That was, you know, you can go. That was a free seminar, and they talked about body and mind. Okay, we talked about all the neural pathways. Very good, because I really appreciate that, because it taught me a lot as I researched and about the different network in the body. And I didn't get it all. Nobody gets it all. Nobody's a genius. Okay? And you're talking about nerve reflexes. You're talking about 100 billion. How do you go isolate 1 out of 100 billion? It's amazing. How many neurons do you think you got in your body? Over 1 million. So it's tough to say, okay, I'm going to take one segment and that covers everything. Yeah, new networks are hard. But if the more parts you get to it, that will get closer to what your main object is, okay? So that's the idea, to familiarize your brain, because your brain knows, you know, quite a bit, your conscious, your subconscious, and everything. And then be able to track that nerve impulses and then find out where the block is, why that part of the brain doesn't work, which naturally will help you with your immune system or defense. Why doesn't it work anymore? Because it's overwhelmed with the stimulus of coming up to the nerve pathways. Some places blocked. So it could be a meridian, it could be nerve pathways, you know. So now even with this, we're familiar with sound. Even sound can cause a problem, you know. Different sound waves, hertz, you know. And you get angstroms with color and all that. So you get so many things to think about, but we don't want you to think about it. We want to put it in a computer, make the access to you, understand it, you know, rather than just press a button here. No, understand it, give you a pathways, a protocol to follow, and then as you go off the protocol, you know how to get back into the main path, you see. That's the idea, okay? So take a look at this brain right now, and you're looking at different parts of the brain, cortices, okay? That's the brain. But did you realize that, we're going to show you in subsequent slides, that you got neurotransmitters, brain waves, you get all different parts of the brain that the inputs, the, you know, 6 senses input. So if you look at the brain carefully, and as I put the pointer on, you're going to see like the front part, okay, the back part. Well, there's emotions, judgment, prefrontal. So no, the back part. The occipital part right here is the sight. You see. So if you're playing sports and you get hit with a concussion in the back, you can cause the problems with your balance and sight. Well, look at visual association. It's a wonderful slide put together right now. Understanding different feelings, sensorial information, okay, names, hearing, okay, sound, see, that's a midbrain area, okay, that's a forebrain area, diencephalon. So coordination of physical, motor activities right here. And then you get this different sensory somatic areas, you know. So then why did your hand hurt? Or why did your foot hurt? Okay, where's it come from? What part of the brain is picking it up, getting the message distorted? Okay, that's what you want to find out. That's when you can treat energetically. Modern medicine can't treat that with surgery, unless it's damaged or something. Okay, the cellular damage, and you might have to do some of the surgery, But look at this here. All these are energetic pathways coming up here that also create reflexes in different parts of the body that you feel as pain, discomfort, depression, or anxiety. All these things all mixed up together. Okay, as you went through my seminar on the brain wellness, nerve pathways and brain wellness, I explained all that and I showed you how in graphic form. How does it work? So understanding that, if you go through, we have a different category for that, you can follow the pathways and find out where it is associated with and where is the relation. How is the teeth related to this? I'm a dentist. So how are the teeth related to this part? Yeah, the teeth is related, the energetic. Dr. Vo pointed it out. It's been solid for over 40 years. The people are still using it. So we go to the next slide. Okay. Okay. So anyhow, we come to this area here, and just look at it. And now we come to the brain lobes and occipital lobes. So if you look at the categories that is existing, you will tell yourself, well, okay, it's great for coordination, balance, and everything. But what more is it? Is it what's related to it? Okay, what's the nerve pathways going through it? What kind of frequency goes there? And what's it connected to the serotonin? Okay, is it serotonin? Does it affect your sleep? Okay, brain waves. Okay, so all the different areas here, you get anatomy. Okay, but that's not good enough. If you know what the relationship, many relationships, you can track it down with the quantum probe. Okay, so take a look at that on the different parts of the brain. And then look at this, what I got here. That's all different parts of the brain. That's all in your categories. Okay, look how many things you got in there. Then this is one of my webinars. I did a 5-part series on brain cognitive wellness. Okay, I also did, this is the 5th one. I told you, think out of the box. This is the one I'm proud of, the health body and health mind. That's the nerve pathways and the brain. Okay. So there, okay, there we go. Right here is the all the different ones, and it shows you an animation, all the pathways. We went through all the pathways, all the nerve reflexes and the pain for perception, reach the spine, goes up to the brain. And then there's a brain, okay? We talk about neurons, 100,000,000 neurons. Where's it firing? Okay, and the neurotransmitters, 100 billion, okay? And the brain, this is chakra, brain, brow, upper brain, mental, okay? And the visual, how does it integrate with the amygdala and goes to the hippocampus, okay? The visual, and it's related to the ear. And the learning memory is in the 3rd part of the brain, okay, the midbrain, okay, learning, different parts, and it still goes to the amygdala first, and then it goes to the hippocampus and up to the thalamus, okay, the brain right there, hearing, also related to the ear, okay, the ear, again, it's in the midbrain, and it's related to the eye, okay. Okay, and then smell and taste, another sense, is related again going to the amygdala. So everything goes practically to the amygdala and the senses. Okay. And then we go to right here, movement. It goes into the somatic sensory in the middle part of the head, the front part, and how does it affect your movement? the cerebellum. It goes through that first. And what's the relation? Okay? And what's pain? How's it related? How's pain related? How can we block it out? Sure, I'm giving you a pain tablet. Okay? And how the pain tablet works. And it wears off and you gotta take another one again. Okay? So what is the message going to the thalamus? And then it finally goes to the frontal brain. All the pain, okay? How pain killers work. Okay? So right here, you see, it goes right down to the thalamus, goes back up to the brain, sensory somatics, and back to the frontal. Okay, and then how, as you get older, okay, what's the brow chakra, the ground chakra? Okay, how's it related? How we lose, called immune synthesis, how we lose cells. And you can use acupuncture, but see, that's how you can access some of these right here. See, you got the points.
Are you able to turn the music down a little bit?
Huh?
Are you able to turn the music down a little bit so we can hear you better? I'm struggling to hear you speak.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
How's that?
Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
Okay, so then I made a chart right here, okay? And when I was doing my research, and I found out that the neurotransmitters were related to different brain waves. Then we've got to find locations, so like say dopamine is found in the temporal lobe, frontal lobe, and is related to different parts of the brain, the forebrain, the thalamus, the hypothalamus, and then all the different frequencies here. You know, I put a lot of the different frequencies in my categories on the brain. Okay, so you can see, you know, what's it related to as far as the sodium potassium ratio, the catecholamines, you know, the epinephrine and everything. What location in the brain, hindbrain, you know, alpha. And then all the different frequencies here, and as it goes down to different frequencies, all this 4 to 8, maybe 5 frequency was sleep replacement. Okay, serotonin, gamma, so all these different parts. Okay, so all of these are in the categories that I have. So there's a lot of relationships in there, not just the basics. And as we got it here, you had to put the low freak serotonin. If you're low in serotonin, you have problems with sleeping. Or the serotonin acupuncture points and how you go from one location in the brain to the frontal lobe. Okay, how the pathways go. Or high, extremely high. There's the different frequencies, what it means, and what the meaning of that. It's called the delta. Okay, delta brain waves, 0.5 to 2 hertz. Okay, so this is what we look at right now. So I did all that and put all that in to the category. And then even look, mystic serotonin has a relationship to personalities. Okay, even personality. We did a whole thing on finding what kind of neurotransmitter had certain personality, what type of. And then I did it right here. You see the dopamine, serotonin. So the frequency, you follow that from the rear. Usually goes from the rear. Okay, and how does it progress to the frontal lobe? Yeah, different acupuncture points, and then how they related to neurohormones. Okay, in the hypothalamus. Okay, hormones. Okay, so we call it neurohormones, and what they end up with, and you can find them in the ear and treat them through the ear or the neck acupuncture points. And then what about the okay, you see chakras, auras here. I like to start with auras naturally as my baseline and see how it changes when I finish my treatment. Okay, chakra. And then how it's related to the chakras. Okay, and these are the different chakras that are right there. You see all the different chakras right there. And there's a body system. So we took the defensive, and then we had a different system. We used them because I didn't feel all the things listed here was in the right place. So we put it in the right place according to different chakrams, okay? spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. Okay, so we use this as an indicator. Okay, and as spiritual, we put them in the balancers. Sensitivity, put them in balancers. Chakra, put them in balancers, and the rest we'll put them in the multi-layer, which is the physical area. Okay, so all these things right here, you see, I have upper mental. These are all the chakra related. Gallbladder, navel, upper mentals. Okay, it's central. Okay, so that's what we did. Initially, we did about 270 categories with the subcategory, and we had to enter them in the right place so you can organize. Sapagio, okay, lower mental, okay, right here, and then the wrist. So now we're changing all these to put it in the correct category, so then you don't get mixed up. So if you follow the 7 CE levels, you can really trace them. And I put some arrows here and gave you an explanation where we did that initially. An example of the ground chakra, okay, what it meant and how it integrated from the physical to the mental, okay. And then we talked about homunculus, okay. This is the somatosensory, okay, how it interacts with the different parts of the body, the arm, the leg, the mouth, and then how it goes down to somata, motor. And you can use the brain wave activities. I don't use that because the categories does it all for me. So I have this, and I don't use it. And then we have this right here, the different frequencies here, you can tell. And we can, all these are integrated in there, and it gives you that information. So the main thing is to educate you so you understand what we're talking about, different pulses, 36 pulses per second. Okay, and awakening body, we're talking about, I'm going to talk to you about the VSG, vital set generator, by Jimmy Holman. We did that, part one. Got an interesting story to tell you. I'm on the 10th day of using it. Okay, and here it is. Okay, and he has all the different brain waves. Okay, and he based it on the baseline of the Schumann resonance, 7.83, and then the delta. I have problems with sleeping all these years. Sleeping, and I get up several times a night, going to the bathroom. Now I get up once a night, and sometimes I don't get up. Go to the bathroom. That's pretty neat. And I increased my sleeping to about 2 hours more. So I used to get up at 2 o'clock. I sleep at 12. I get up at 2 o'clock. Get up at 3 o'clock. Get up at 5 o'clock. Get up at 6 o'clock. Now I can sleep maybe 4:30 to 5:30, and I sleep earlier too. I changed my sleeping pattern. I'm sleeping at 11 o'clock instead of 12. Because I used to sleep at 12. My sleep pattern, if I slept too early, I would get up at 1:30. You see, now I can get up later. So that's pretty neat. I have to vouch for that. It worked for me. Now, hopefully,
that's great feedback.
It is going to work better for me. Okay?
John, would you mind sharing a little bit about melatonin?
Machine, PSG. See all the different brain waves you got in there. And it automatically turns on past alpha over 12 hertz and to 19 hertz, 27 hertz and gamma during the day, and nighttime it slopes down below the Schumann resonance and get down to the theta and 3.8 and finally deep sleep of 0.2 to 3 hertz in delta. See, and this is it. And what disrupts your sleep? Brainwave states, electric pollution. You talk about toxic foods and environment. A lot of things in it. Computers, Wi-Fi, cell phones. All these are. We've got a lot of. And then here's the brain waves. Okay, CE. Okay. And I'll show you all different stages, awake stages, and goes down to the delta, deep sleep. So I'll give you an idea. You can look at it at your leisure. And then Jimmy Holman came up with a pretty good slide right there. Here's the environmental, the tower, and smart meters. And most people got smart meters, get their electricity from the power grid from the electrical company, Wi-Fi. Everybody use Wi-Fi's and technology. Cell phones, antioxidants, which is the one that interrupts the pineal gland that makes melatonin, and melatonin is one of the biggest antioxidants in the body, and it interrupts the repair and regeneration. Alzheimer, autism, Lyme, cancer can be. You don't necessarily get it, but it's you can actually. Um, it's just like you starting it, okay, or you promote it, promote the progress of the disease. It's bothers the neurotransmitters called serotonin, and disrupt the DMD. And these are the pioneers right here. Remember, toxic food environment, because we get radiation in there from especially in Hawaii. You got them from Fukushima, okay? When they had the earthquake in the power plant, nuclear power plant. It affects your enzyme production or enzymes to create energy in your body, the cellular energy, and on brainwave state. And that's Schumann, right here. He's a genius. And they did it and infected the astronauts. Okay, so this is the VSG machine. Very simple, plug it in and away you go. Okay, so it's very, very easy to use, believe me. I'm going on a trip, I'm going to take that with me. See, so you never know how much electrical pollution you have in your home. Okay, so if we took a survey of what you have, computers, refrigerators, microwaves, and all that, how much these things you got in your house, you really electrical. Now here's an interesting thing. They have one of the devices that shields the house. They did a research on that, the experiment on that, on how much frequency that, and generated only one frequency is what gone to. And then you had 3-inch wire in there. That was the difference, see? And that was the only device out there to handle electric pollution other than crystals. We use crystals, we use magnets, we use all kinds of things. But this equipment right here, the VSG is, I think, the #1 technology out there to take care of electrical pollution. Especially a home, or you'd say if you got a dental office, a business office, that got a lot of machines in there, printing machines, computers, we got a lot of them. Okay, so then this is a sample, okay? You see how we hooked up the Quantum iNfinity Pro. I put them on 27-inch screen, hooked it up with the stereo earphones. You get a good one. You get a good holo-linguistic sound coming out there. And they used to put the electrodes. I don't do that anymore. I'm going to show you why. Okay? I got a more powerful way that has a Schumann resonance and alpha resonance in there, and it optimizes your signal. Okay? So, but this is right here is the Quantum Pro. It's hooked up to that. You don't need this anymore. That's for remote, But you can see I can energize the outwell from the inwell from here. It's called Advanced Biphoton Analyzer, you see? And I have coins which can absorb different energy. Used to use pure gold, but now they're too expensive, so we got zinc and copper made it with the symbols, and the symbols are very important. They're like a bisignature, different quantum. One is yin, one is yang. You see that we can wear the bioharmonizer around the neck and cause a 24-hour spin, energizing your thalamus. And I can put any kind of metal in there, like except dead metal, like titanium, my precious metal, gold, platinum, silver, necklaces, different jewelry here. and I do the colors here, and energize with oils, and then it goes in the signal. I can set it up to a remote, and I can put the Schumann resonance in there and neutralize some of the aberrant signals that come in from the from your scan, you know. So it's pretty neat. I can do a lot of things now with it, you know. So I don't use electrode. This is, I think, more powerful and easier because it connects to a mattress, okay? With 144 neodymium magnets in a cross pattern, like figure eight pattern, okay? So, interesting. So it's the peeling effect right there. That's what we call layering, okay? Dr. Volk called it mesenchymal reactivation. When you take a layer, then those are contributing stressors that before you get too cold. So you have to go through the barriers, you see. Peeling off the layer to like an antichoke, okay, or onion skin, okay. Then a lot of them is masked by emotions. So we have a whole section on emotion more than you have in Da Vinci. But Da Vinci is good if you don't have any my main category, but you won't go in as much in depth. Okay? So this is one of them they call retracing. Okay, see, Yang eliminates the waste products, and then we go into there's the quantum, and then they did initially, and these are 6 of the different main categories I got with, which has about 15,000 different selections, subcategories on subcategories, okay? Relationship. One is emotional, right there, real powerful, you know. Immune synthesis and then anti-aging for people with immune problems. And as they get older, they lose cells, immune cells from the bone marrow, and it becomes anti-aging. How we can prolong the aging effect. Holistic dentistry, got everything related to dentistry in all the parts of the body. Posturing, okay, for good health, got that in the upper and the lower body. They're all related to the brain, neurotransmitters, and so forth. And then the 7 CE energy levels, that is the chakra levels, okay? And you might use that as just initial treatment. Okay, pain, okay, how you get the nerve system, reflexes, brain circuitry, and then we got the new one called spirituality, where you have all the healing scriptures from the Bible, and then also you have the ricotherapy, which I just completed. You know, you can start treating. I usually treat people on neurotherapy using the energized coins and a biophoton analyzer, and these are pretty good and show you the technique how to do it. It's simple. So you can coordinate this. You see all these are matching symbols that match the different categories I got here, okay? Because they're all mixed up. So we're trying to put it in the right place, you know. So you have to only go through 6 different major categories and get everything, 6 or 7, okay? You know? So it's going to be easier now when the new version, on the quantum iNfinity Pro comes up. Should be a lot of steps should be reduced. It should be easier. Okay, it should be easier. It shouldn't be hard. Okay? But remember, get good foundation. Just don't press buttons. Okay, that way you're a true healer. Okay, and I have all my webinars are geared for that, so you understand the basic, you know, like going back to school, taking 1 semester of anatomy. I took 2 semesters on anatomy. And then this is how it's hooked up. See, the bifocal analyzers here, 27-inch screen. Okay, goes to the biphoton, advanced biphoton analyzer. It's up to here. Then the wire goes to this mattress here. And this mattress has 144 neodymium magnets. You notice that I don't use electrodes, but I do use a good stereo, a good hearing earphone, okay, hearing earphones. Okay, so she just sits down and lay down there. You have to do anything, okay? Just lay down there, relax, and then let the bifocal, let the quantum do its work, okay? Once you program it correctly with the categories, okay? So this is a quantum infinity. We put pro there because you got all my main categories here. So we call it the pro. This is my home clinic. I do it in my home. You don't need very much room. You can do it right there. A small section in your house or your clinic. See all these books. Do a lot of research. A lot of the books I've studied. Homeopathy, energy, you name them. Okay, years of study, years of traveling over the world. Okay, and this is the advanced photon analysis. See the ring in here? Here's the bio resonators that we have, and you can program this energy, this signals, linguistically into that your rings, and then we have different here we have oils, the different central oils, the special ones with the chakras and oils. And that is the input, goes to the output. You have a remote right here, you have all the different dials. And you can even, if you're not using the advanced, if you're not using the quantum, you can use this just to program, energize your coins or energize your food or anything right there. You want to do it from into our well, or put a picture in here. You can put a picture in here. So we don't do that so much because the Quantum Infinity Pro can use the hololinguistics with a voice that's more powerful than I found out. Okay, right now. So on the side, we have some more dials, and that's geared to the Schumann resonance or the alpha and alpha to the gamma. So you got a pretty good equipment. So making things simple. That's what you need to make things simple and more powerful. Okay, get the information. So we tested with electrodes versus this, and this seems to be better in terms of that. Of course, we did arbitrarily, muscle testing, okay, to see if which one has more lasting effect. Okay, so this is how it works. Now, anybody wants to get a bad bifocal analyzer, I can get you at a discount, several $100 discount. I've been using this for 15 years. And then there's another thing that you should have some kind of energetic devices. You got to treat people. You're not going to clear them up overnight, just one treatment. See, so you see this here. That's called the sound vitality, and then we put it on. It works on sound with brainwaves. And hosted the developer Richard Lee here. He gave me some of the clues what it was, and alpha waves, beta waves, different sound wave, theta waves. And we put it over the different acupuncture points, and you can see, and it helps you energize, especially with pain. And they have a stand, isn't hooked up, connected to a magnet, so you don't have to hold it, okay? And you press over the different points in the chakras, or the different acupuncture points, the body reflex points, you name them. And if you get this whole thing, we'll give you the manual I created. Has all different types of points, okay? If one don't work, use another one, okay? Right? And this is one that they have that you can energize your feet, especially people with restless leg syndromes and varicose veins and everything. Okay? So all these charts, I have the I may create a manual, special manual for it when I was doing in my clinic. And now I have the only manual left, and there's only a few people. We sold about 40, almost 49 in 1 year, less than 1 year, to my patient, and none of them have returned it. They all liked it. They loved it. So it sells for itself. So I use that. So short of not putting needles or anything electrical. Okay. So what are we doing? We say holistic approach to total wellness. Mahalo in Hawaiian says thank you for listening to this presentation. Okay. And you can call me. Okay. So that ends that. Okay. If you have any questions or you want to talk to me, my email is on there. It's called meditechhealing@me.com, or my telephone number is 808, area code 808 Hawaii, that's Hawaii, 387-2298. Okay, so this concludes our presentation today, and I hope you enjoyed it. So, but we got a lot more to offer, and people are really studying. I give them credit. They're really serious, and you really study material, and you really become profound healers, and they understand what's going on. That's the main thing, not just applying a herb or whatever, because you heard somebody say, "It's great for my grandmother," or my friend used that at work. Okay, might not work for you. Okay, you can test it on here with the Quantum Infinity Pro. Very simple. So we conclude this and we say, mahalo again. Thank you for listening.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Char. That was great information. Does anybody have any questions for Dr. Char?
Yeah, well, let me see. If I can turn I can't hear you. You don't mind I turn the sound up again?
Oh, okay. No wonder you couldn't hear me earlier.
I can hear you real good now.
I said thank you so much for that presentation, Dr. Char. It was amazing. Great information.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering whether anybody has any questions for you. So if anybody has any questions.
I'm retired, so I like to talk.
Dr. Char, actually, I can type it here. I have your phone number. Which is the best phone number for you, Dr. Char?
That's area code 808-387-2298.
All right, I'm going to send that to everybody.
Yeah, send to everybody and tell them. Remember now, Hawaii time now. Don't call me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay?
Oh, yeah, of course. I know my daughter Destiny is there too, and she's I keep forgetting that she's 3 hours behind. So your phone number is also on the reminder that I sent out this afternoon for tonight. So
and if you want a copy, you can get it from Karen. She can send you a copy of the presentation today.
Yes, we'll do some editing first, shall we?
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a late start. So thank you all for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next. Oh, actually, Friday with Gail. Gail's on Friday morning for Feature Friday. So 9 a.m. Pacific time this Friday. And Dr. Char, thank you so much, and let's schedule another webinar soon.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about how people can use the auricular therapy, the ear.
Mm-hmm.
I did a special study on that with Noje and all that points. And then I isolated to neurotransmitters and everything, made a chart on it, and then I figured out if you know how to do muscle testing, you can be real fast and be able to use that with a necklace and get profound results. So it's just adjunct to the Quantum Infinity Pro because, you're not going to do this every day on somebody with a Quantum Infinity Pro scan, but you can use the bioresonance, bioharmonizer, and do about 3 hours a day. Or when you go to sleep, you just put them in your ear and the right place with a clip, and you get treatment. By the time you get up, you're getting treatment already. So that is, instead of beads, gold beads, silver beads, needles, this is non-invasive, so it's really easy. People love it. Okay,
Oh.
we might do something on that. I haven't. I finished all. I mean, I got all the categories and everything, but I haven't put everything together yet. So I'll
Well,
let you.
let's do that for the next one. Everyone, lots of thank yous here, Dr. Char.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you all. See you soon.
Bye.
Have a nice evening. Good
Yep.
night. Bye-bye.
Bye.